It's day 13. We are moving right along in our 21-day fast, and I hope that you are experiencing just the move of God. There's been so many things that we have been able to talk about, experience, and then even hear how God is orchestrating the whole entire thing. I hope you continue to pray, and I pray that you are steadfast and unmovable. Again, when you're fasting, when you're praying, it's easy to give up. Things get hard. That's why it takes 21 days. I don't know if you know this, but it takes 21 days to break a habit. And so those things begin to fight against you because you're so used to it. You have cravings, you have desires, and we have to just stay faithful and trust God and know that He's going to bring us through. That's important. So if you change it, if you got off, I recommend that you push back and push in harder. If you were going for giving up just maybe like soda drinks or whatever, or I said soda, I'm the country. If you're drinking up, be giving up like drinks that are unhealthy, if you've given up television, add something to it. Take some time to really pray in and say, I'm going to dig in deeper. We have, after this, one more week. This is the end of the second week, if we're looking at Saturday as the end of the week, and then tomorrow being Sunday, get into our 14th day, and then we're in the home stretch into the following Sunday. So let's not give up. Don't be weary and well doing. We will be blessed. We don't faint. We don't give up. God is going to bless us. So continue to going harder. I know you want to quit. I know it's been hard, but this is about God, and He will see us through. And so, hey, again, if you messed up, you dropped off, you said, forget it, I'm just going to go eat whatever, get back in. He will bless your effort. It's going to grow you. That's the thing. Growing pains hurt. So it's not easy, but it's definitely necessary. And that's the thing. When we're going through these things, it's developing us. It's helping us. It's stretching us. So don't quit. That's the first part. Day 13. Day 13 is a very important day, as well as I believe it was day 6. And then, of course, day 13, because we're at the end of the week in which we've been looking at. So here, this week, we've been talking about, why am I here? Well, just like last week, and what we've been doing is we understand that there's been a twist. There's been a twist in thinking for the enemy to cause us to be disconnected, not knowing our identity and not moving in our purpose. So we then, because we are beings that was created by God for a purpose, calls out automatically. Your spirit calls out to, why am I here? It means that there's a disconnect with God in many cases, because when we have that connection, He makes it clear, because He's always speaking to us and He's telling us our purpose. We just have to take the time to listen. But if we're disconnected and we're confused and we've been wrapped up into the world's way of doing things, then automatically your spirit calls out, especially when you know your identity. So we already got the who am I. I am here. I am who God created me to be, or who God says I am. Now, why am I here? Again, the twist. Let's untwist it and understand it. It says, I am here. And then that's the thing. I am here. And then we have to understand that purpose. And that's what we're going to get in today. May not even be a very long time, but we're going to get right into it. And we've untwisted it. And we say, I am here. And then we finish it. But let me help you understand exactly how we believe that God has established this to move in us and through us. Oh my gosh. I apologize. I just got something, because I know where we're going here. Before I get into the actual reading, it's John chapter 15. And we're going to go 15 through, I think I'm going to go all the way through 17. But I want to tell you the story of why this passage is extremely important to me. I was reading was reading my Bible, and I was just reading words. I didn't comprehend anything. I just knew to read the Bible. And so I was reading, and I was in John chapter 15, and I was just words. It was just words. My mind was wandering to something else, and God got my attention. He was like, stop. You need to read, and you need to be paying attention. And he said, the next verse you read, you need to know it like John 3:16. Okay? I'm just going to read this verse. I'm going to get to the verse where he said, you need to know it like it's John 3:16. I'm going to tell you now, it's John 15:16. But we're going to start from 15 and we're going to go through 17. And here it says, henceforth, I'll call you not servants. The servant knoweth not what the Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. He said, stop. Because I was just reading and we're just going, and he said, you need to know the next verse like you know John 3:16. So I stopped and I paid attention, and I wanted you to hear this. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit, that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. Change my life. And I believe it's to change yours. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of that. Why am I here? I am here to bring forth fruit. I am here to bring forth fruit. If you want to understand your purpose, you have to get that part, that you are to bring forth fruit up out of you. And when I said that, it got me excited earlier, because I think of trees when we talk about fruit bearing, that it's the stuff that's on the inside of the tree goes out and produces the flowers, and then it turns into fruit, and there you have it. Now each tree has its own fruit inside of it. It bears its own fruit. And so that's why the Bible tells us that we know the tree by the fruit that it bears. And so every one of us produces a unique type of fruit. And now we know that could be looked at a lot of different ways, but it's what you're producing. It's what God placed in you, that he's moving through you. And then out of you comes forth this fruit. Now remember, I've said this before, is that the fruit that you're bearing is not for you. It's for people that are around you that get to taste and know and experience that which you're giving. Now, when God gave me this originally, when we were writing it up for the 21 days, of course, immediately I began to think of the fruit of the Spirit. And that is the reason why I said that the very first fruit that we bear has to be the fruit of love. In fact, when we talk about the fruit of the Spirit, I've heard it stated that it's really only one fruit, and it just has different attributes a part of it. So the only fruit that we really produce is love, and love is going to bring forth joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness. All of that has to start with love. And so why is that important is because then when I begin to look at this passage, the next verse says, these things I command you, that you love one another. God has got this thing completely laid out for us. And it's not hard. We just got to listen, because he's still speaking. And again, he's speaking through his word, and he's speaking loud, but we got to take the time to hear it. And we take this and we bring it forth. It has to come out of us. So I am here to bear fruit. And my first fruit is love. My first fruit is love. Come on. Love gives. That's why when we bear fruit, it's not for us. It's designed to give. When the things that's in us is not for us. It's designed, we bring it out and it's at the tip for it to expand and give so that other people can receive it and be nourished. That's why this is important to me. You already know God even spoke the word to nourish your brother. That's what he spoke to me personally. Nourish your brother. What? Bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain. I got excited about that because that means many things. So your fruit remain, but how I saw it is that now when I give it forth, that fruit goes forth into someone else, and it's nourishing them, and it's keeping them, and it's helping them to sustain their walk with God. Today, it is important for us to bear the fruit of love. He has more fruit in you. There's more things in you. It's going to come out. That's why we have to move. That's what the purpose is. My purpose is to go forth and produce fruit that's going to glorify and honor God. And how we start that is we start by moving in love. We start by bearing that fruit of love. What does love do? It gives. It gives encouragement. It gives support. It gives a word. Come on. It empowers someone else. Love is all about another person. Love never, see, when it's focused back to you, that's not love. That's lust. So it has to go out. It has to go out. And the people around you, it has to go out. We must bear the fruit of love in everything that we do. This is what God is wanting to do through the body as a whole. Okay, watch this. Because see, now that all of us are bearing forth fruit. It's one thing to go to a place, like if you see a tree and it's one tree and it has fruit on it, it's just one tree. But usually when I see fruit trees, even if it's in different places, whatever, there's more than one like it. My mom has a pear tree in her yard, and then I noticed that there's not just one pear tree, there's 3 of them right next to each other. Usually there should be, now imagine you have a whole forest of trees, but this time they offer up multiple types of fruit. So then now I am a person who maybe need nourishment. I come into this area that we have all these trees and I have fruit to pick from. That is us. That is us. We must bear the fruit. The first fruit is love. That we are going to draw people because they're going to say, I can find nourishment over there. I pray that you do not hold back the fruit that is in you, and you allow it to come out of you, and you produce it as a glory and an honor unto God, and He will bless you. Our first fruit is love. We'll see you in prayer.